Bam! Week 8, the final week. What's it? It's Monday today, so it's at 6. It's 5. So it's 5 sleeps. Wow. Bank holiday Monday, and it's 32 degrees. I could tell you 1 million places I'd rather be, and none of them are the gym, because I'm not even going weightlifting either. This is the hardest day of the week. It's kind of like a back off week this week, tapering off a little bit. But today I've got to do 100 metre skiing on like the ski machine, 5 burpees, and then a kilometre on the air bike. I've got to do that 10 rounds. I mean, I'm sweating just not even doing anything. Never mind. Oh, honestly, I'm not looking forward to this. And then tomorrow I've got my PT at 7 PM, which is just technical work. Wednesday's boxing, like a box and burn, but I think I'm apparently going to take it a bit more steady. Just going to get through it, gets your heart rate up, a bit of a maintenance thing. Thursday's like 40 minutes on cardio, so like on the normal bike, not the air bike, normal bike, which I quite enjoy doing anyway, like zone 2 cardio. And then Friday's rest. Well, it's a weigh-in, so no training, and then we're on it on Saturday. It's here, and it's beautiful. I just wish I could have drank this weekend. As much as I love a disciplined lifestyle, I'm going to make a whole video on sobriety and my thoughts on it all. I would have liked a drink this weekend. I wouldn't have got rat-arsed, wouldn't have got absolutely splattered, but I mean, I've just walked around a local lake a couple of times, a couple of ice creams, a couple of J2Os, and I thought, I don't know, I just fancied a cider, a couple of ciders, nice weather. So everything in moderation is probably my motto. Don't know if I'd knock it all on the head again, but you've got to try these things. You know, you've got to say I've knocked drink on the head to be able to say I probably wouldn't do that again. I mean, I've drank 3 times this year in 6 months, so I feel like I've got a decent enough opinion on it. Anyway, I'm rambling. I will make a video on that specifically. I'm gonna get into the gym. Peace. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but that schedule I told you I was following this week is completely mixed up because we had a heat wave. So we had a rest day yesterday, and then I was supposed to be boxing today, but coach is ill, so I've done my 40 minutes cardio. But on my 40 minutes bike, you know, I really enjoy it. I enjoy it on a weird level. Like, I could do that for hours just in my own head. Tunes are on. And what I did was I visualised the entire fight, from like me doing pad work in the back, doing my mobility, warming up, shadow boxing, on pads, you know, my walkout song, Gangster's Paradise, walking down, calm and collected, fist bumping crowd, like, come on, all fired up, and I like visualise the entire fight, visualise me knocking him down with an overhand right. So, but it felt good. I didn't feel adrenaline, I felt bliss, I felt victory. And that is the key to manifesting. You're meant to feel the emotion of the visualization. By attaching emotion to it that you think you'd feel, you add more energy to it basically, and that's how you attract it. So yeah, when I get into that ring, I'm gonna feel like, yeah, I've been here before, because I've like seriously visualized it to a point where I was like almost overwhelmingly happy. Bit of a weird one. I was more in the fight than I was on the bike, but I've managed to do 40 minutes of zone 2 cardio. It wasn't even zone 2, it was technically zone 1 on my woo pack, but it was like between 120 and 130 heart rate, which to anyone else is zone 2 into realistically. I'm not sending it too hard this week. Normally I do 150 when I'm doing this like hour on the bike, but it's a recovery week. I'm not pushing myself today. I'm just doing what's asked of me, and then obviously technical work tomorrow on the PT pad work probably. So just fine tuning, I imagine, just tying up some loose ends, and I'm on the sort of weigh-in. So yeah, one more day left of fight camp. One more day left. I'll see you in the finale. Peace. The end. Where on earth are we now? My first ever fight camp comes to a close, and I can tell you now, I am not the same guy that started it. When I started it, I was jumping about. Well, I'm ready for it. I just had a week off, so my body was recovered properly. I'd invested in like protein powder, but expensive stuff, so it had no additives in it, or whole foods, premium electrolytes. I was like, yeah, let's give this a proper good go. I'm ready for it. I've gone sober all year anyway. I've only drank 3 times this year in the past 6 months, as it's 28th of May right now. But yeah, past 8 weeks, I was like, yeah, I'm going to send it for 8 weeks. Absolutely send it. And can confirm, absolutely sent it. And it's changed me. It's like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of instilled some inner peace and some inner confidence. I feel a bit more capable. I know I'm still an absolute novice with boxing, and whatever happens is the cherry on top, as the rest of this whole fight camp in the past 6 months has been the icing on the cake. So it can't go wrong. But I just feel a bit more capable. I feel a bit more like I've done something hard by choice. And whether you document it or not, that's something you can be proud of. I can feel like I can walk into rooms and not be as disgusted with myself. I don't feel as much of a degenerate because I've done something hard. And people say, why are you doing it? Good question. Because I want to do something hard. I've never felt more alive in my life. But I have to say, a lot of people talk about going sober completely. And that's what I did attempt that, and I did do it for 89 days, went fully sober. But there is I feel like everyone's just got to do it. At least try 90 days, see how you get on. I'm going to make a video about it myself. But at least at this point in my life, where I'm 23, I think everything in moderation. I went for a walk around a local lake at the weekend. 2-siders would have gone down fine. I wouldn't have ruined any progress. I wouldn't have made an embarrassment of myself. I wouldn't have wasted a load of money. I wouldn't have woke up hungover. So I do think everything in moderation. I think there's a yin and yang. That's 23-year-old me. Now in 3 years' time, I could be coming back saying, no, you need to go sober if you want to get anything properly done. So just take my word as it is. Might change in the future, but I feel like I've tried something. You know, ever since I've been 18, I've been drinking every weekend. So it's nice to knock it all on the head and have a North Star. I'm very left or right. I can't generally do things in moderation. So it was nice to really have a North Star. I think every man needs a fence to build. Every man needs an animal to hunt. Every man needs a North Star, something to work on. It's like a main conquest. Like a main, what's the word? Like a main story mission. And I feel like I've found that with this. But it has been intense the past 8 weeks. And I've got to a point where it's definitely paid off. I'm in the best physical condition I've ever been in. I'm the fittest I've ever been. And like I said, my mindset's just matured. I just feel older. I feel like I've been around the block a bit. Win or lose, it's done its purpose. I split up with my girlfriend in October, which was 8 months ago. I actually started boxing 2 weeks before we split up. It was like when we were on a break, I thought, fuck this and get back into boxing. And I've just come on as a person. I've grown through it. And yeah. I don't really know. You know, if you told me 6 months ago this is where you're going to be, I'd be impressed. I don't really know how to explain it. But thank you for watching Fight Camp. My first ever Fight Camp. Was it week 8? Oh, there's someone watching. So, win or lose, it's paid off massively in every way possible. More ways than I thought. It's very easy to say, oh, my mindset will be better. My outlook on life will be better. But you don't know what that looks like until you do it. And like, I feel a different type of maturity, a bit more like I can walk into a room and know I've done something. And I'm glad I've documented it as well, because even if nobody watches any of this, I can look back on this in 20 years' time and said, this was me when I was 23 and I was trying to become the man I wanted to be. And this is what I did. And I documented all my raw feelings. So if you've enjoyed this series, give me a like, maybe subscribe, helps me in the algorithm. And I'll see you in some future videos. It's been a pleasure. Tomorrow's the weigh-in. If I do get any videos from the weigh-in, I'll add it to the video. If not, I'll see you in another video. I'm going to try and publish the full fight as well, if possible, on Saturday, so you can all see how I do get on. And then I'm going to do a bit of a video afterwards and tell you my thoughts and whatever. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Peace. Forgot to mention in all of that, the biggest spanner in the works so far. So I think I mentioned my coach was ill, so we didn't end up boxing yesterday. I did mention that, and I did my spin bike. Well, he's still ill to the point where I've not done my PT today, so I haven't boxed since last Friday. And we were meant to do pad work, but basically, he's got like an ear infection, but the tubes, the actual tube's infected. So every time his ear pops, it's like agony, and like he's dizzy and nauseous and all sorts. And he says, if I don't get better soon, I don't know if I'm going to be there on Saturday. So I'm like, shit. So in my head, I'm just preparing for him not being there, which means I've got to just... I'm just getting used to going on my own. If he ends up being there and he ends up like healing and resting up well, then that's a bonus. But I'm just getting used to the fact, the worst case scenario, he's probably not going to be there. Which is a bit of a major event. It's one thing like, oh yeah, found my fighter out this morning. Found out who I'm fighting. Don't really know what else to tell you. You're going to find out when I put the video on. But yeah. So I've been in like fight mode, visualization again all day today. Because obviously now I know who I'm fighting. And I watched a video of him fighting. I think I've got this. I know I've got this. Who am I kidding? So I thought I'd just close off with this with a protein shake. Peace.